one of the examples I've seen you talk about is Shkreli, Martin Shkreli, and he uses this as an explanation for what he did, that my sole responsibility is to increase my shareholder value. How did that become a rule? Because it's not a real rule necessarily.
I think that's part of the contribution, I think, and the value of what we have written, because I think that from the 1960, when Milton Friedman wrote that piece, to today, the idea of maximization shareholders' value have become the dominant mantra. In the 1970s, when Friedman was writing, was kind of an extreme position and people did not embrace. And in the last kind of almost 50 years, it has become the dominant position to a point that people abuse it. And the example you quote is an example of an investor who at least uses a justification that he had to maximize shareholders' value against anything else. And first of all, in the law, there is not such an obligation. But more importantly, I don't think that even if we go from first principle in finance, the obligation is so narrow. It's maximization of shareholders' welfare, not necessarily wealth.
And is there an example of a company or companies that are doing this already, that are looking at the shareholders, all of what they care about, not just their value, not just the market value?
I think that we see a lot of companies, especially privately held ones, that have other objectives in mind. I come from a region in Italy where there are a lot of small firms, and unfortunately, we suffer a long recession, and many of those firms fail, and many entrepreneurs actually committed suicide and left their life insurance to pay for the employees because they deeply care about the employees. For them, it's almost like family. And now, maybe you can think this is a bit excessive, but what this is saying, in privately held companies, there is a huge sense of other things are important besides just money. And once you become a larger company, we seem to rush to the minimum common denominator, and often against the interest of the shareholders themselves, because shareholders might be, as I said, foundations, endowments, people who by statute care about things other than money, but when they invest, they leave it at home.